Hello everybody, I'm here today with Kosi Stobbs. We're doing a Success Series interview, and Kosi actually in his very first year as a member of the Real Estate Investment Network was a REIN Rookie of the Year, which is a really impressive feat, seeing as how there's over 3,000 members North America wide, owning over combined $3 billion in real estate and purchase value. Kosi is a volunteer at Big Brothers. He is also a Gold REIN member currently. He's been featured in the Canadian Real Estate magazine. He has a background in engineering, and he is a youth motivational speaker. So we're very pleased to be here today with Kosi Stobbs. Welcome, Kosi.
Great, Derek. Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. So I just wanted to bring Kosi in today and ask him a few questions about his experience and his success story, which is a really impressive one. And our goal is that it will inspire and motivate some of you guys, maybe give you some actual information that'll be useful on your journeys. So we'll start where every story begins, at the beginning. So Kosi, where were you born?
I was born in Edmonton. My parents, Rose and Winston, they immigrated to Canada in the late 70s. A brother and a sister, and one brother that passed away. The oldest two were born in Jamaica, and Chris, which is the second brother, he was born in Edmonton as well as me. And my oldest brother was killed in 2006, which is a lot of where my motivation comes from. As we progress in this interview to get to that point, but yeah, that's kind of where a lot of kind of the strength and motivation for the things that I do. How do you buy your first property? So the very first property...
Well, first of all, maybe I'll ask, how many properties do you currently own?
I currently hold 18.
Nice. That's impressive.
I know the final dollar amount, somewhere over $3 million worth of real estate.
Excellent.
But how I bought my very first one was, I think you learn a lot more starting at the beginning. So I was working at Burger King when I was 15, and at the time I just finished reading this book called The Wealthy Barber, and it taught me a bunch of things. One of the things it taught me is if you save a little bit of money and invest it over time, you have a lot of money. And I started saving $100 a month end of high school going into university, and at the end of university I had enough money for a down payment basically. So I took the 6 years of savings and used that as a 5% down.
Continue where we're left off there.
Yeah, no problem. So that was it, and it was I remember I bought the very first property that I walked into, which is kind of weird, and I remember the experience because the realtor that I had, her name was Donna Moore, and she had a lot of experience in real estate. I probably interviewed about 20 realtors before I found her. And I was looking for someone that owned a lot of properties because at the time my only goal was I want to own 10 properties by the time I'm 30.
Nice.
That was my only goal.
Well, check that out.
I don't say this to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that anything's possible. I caught the bus for 7 years, and then I used to drive a 20-year-old Beamer, and then I drove a CSX. And with a lot of hard work, different businesses that I've tried, and determination, I've been able to buy a car that I dreamed about buying when I was a kid. And that's this baby over here. Why are you buying a property now? It doesn't make any sense. You're too young to do this. Luckily, I didn't listen to that.
Crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
With your first property, you bought that one just on your own, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story about how you did your first joint venture? Because that's, everybody gets to that point where you've used up all your own money, your own ability to qualify, and then, you're up against the wall. How did you get over that wall?
Okay, so really what it came down to was, over the years investing in property, you end up taking a ton of courses. I mean, if you're doing it right, you're taking a lot of different classes, you're taking a lot of different courses all over. When I started, I tried to do everything for free. Anything that was free, I took it.
Yeah.
And then when it came to the part where they said you had to pay money for something, I was out, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of my approach at the time.
Yeah.
And over the years, you get to talk to other people who've taken different types of courses, and some you find don't add a lot of value. Some don't have a lot of Canadian content, so it really doesn't make any sense to be involved there because the strategies that they're teaching you really doesn't make sense. So ultimately, what I ended up doing was I joined an organization, a real estate investment network that you talked about earlier, and there were people within there that were doing joint ventures, and I found out how they structured the deals. So it was a very small change it's a very slight change between buying properties on your own and buying joint venture properties. And what I mean by joint ventureships is you've got person A that has capital, person B that has knowledge, and person A is given the capital, person B to invest on their behalf, and they're splitting the profits, some split. I've done a multitude of splits. Most common is 50-50, but I've done a bunch of different percentages depending on the type of deal and the amount of work that I was putting into the deal.
Right, so you're putting in your time and your expertise that you've got from your own track record, and your own education that you're investing money into now, not in the beginning, but I know that you've taken a lot of pay courses now, and that's what you're bringing to the table, and then someone else who's just putting in their money gets to benefit from all that while you do all the work, putting in your time, and you split the profits together.
How good does it feel to be driving this thing here?
Easy question. This car is a lot of fun to drive. Like I said before, it's always been a dream of mine to own a vehicle like this. And as a child, I really never thought that I'd ever be in a position to purchase something like this. And to be able to have had that opportunity is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. What motivation or any inspiration could you give, or motivational words rather, could you give a young guy like me wanting to become driving in a car like this?
I would say work harder than anybody else. I think the number one thing that I find with people that have big dreams is they don't have necessarily the work ethic to go along with the size of the dream that they have. So for me, I had big dreams, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever met anybody that works as hard as I do. And that's it, man. Like, hard work, it pays off. Like, people recognize hard work, they appreciate hard work, and you learn a lot when you're working hard. So, I've never done like a 9 to 5 thing. There's a lot of days where I work at 4:30 in the morning, and I will literally work until 12 o'clock at night, and I would do that consistently.
The biggest message that I give to youth, and I think it's a message that everyone can take, is that no matter where you're at today, it really is insignificant in terms of where you can be tomorrow. And what I mean by that is, the worst experiences that we have, if you funnel them in the right way, they can help to grow you and elevate you to a point where you can really accomplish great things. If you take everything as kind of a lesson learned and a belt, you can really change your life around and really do some amazing things. So,
Okay, Kosi, well, I really appreciate you coming out to Abbotsford, and we'll be in touch.
thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, guys.